Oh my God, what happened to Fredo, bruv? Fredo is bankrupt, bro. Well, at least his company has gone bankrupt. It says liquidation. Companies in the UK, they can't declare bankruptcy. Bankruptcy is only for sole traders, individuals, etc. But when a private limited company is liquidated, it's as good as bankrupt. And it was liquidated by none other than HMRC. HMRC is Her Majesty's Revenue Customs. And HMRC issue things called winding up orders when a company owes them tax and they want to claim that tax. So we can make a valid assumption here that the company owed tax, you know, they changed their registered office, their registered address in July, and whatever the company's registered address is where HMRC will be sending their correspondence in. So they must have not been getting a response for a long time for unpaid taxes from Fredo's company, Official Fredo Limited. And this company was incorporated in 2015. So he's had this company for basically 10 years, for over 10 years. And when we Google the address that Fredo's company address was changed to, it comes back as Sofa & Co. Accountants in central London. Now, here are the services they offer, because actively within the company, the only director and the only person with significant control is Fredo. The winding up order was made against the company on the 13th of August 2025, and the address was changed to the accountancy firm a month prior. Now, creditors, in this case HMRC, can go to the court, which they did. They went to the High Court of Justice to push a company into liquidation so they can get their money paid to them, money that is owed to them, hence the name creditors. Upon the petition of HMRC, creditor of the above named company presented to this court on the 26th of June 2025. So the address change makes sense because they started this process before the address was changed in July. There was counsel for the petitioner, HMRC, and nobody was there to represent Fredo's company. And upon the court being satisfied on the evidence that the proceedings are commie proceedings as defined in rule whatever 2016, I'm not sure what commie proceedings are. Commie proceedings in the context of insolvency refer to insolvency proceedings where the debtor's center of main interest is located in a specific jurisdiction, triggering the application of relevant EU or UK regulations. In essence, it's about determining where a company's or individual's main business operations are based to establish the appropriate jurisdiction for insolvency proceedings. So pretty much this is about establishing whether the company's main operations are in the UK. And with Fredo, it's a bit complicated because he's not been in the UK for a while and he's apparently on the run. The company is wound up by this court under the provisions of the Insolvency Act, and it is ordered that the costs of the petitioner of the said petition be paid out of the assets of the company. So the assets in Fredo's company are going to be going to HMRC. HMRC wants their tax money, bruv. We're not sure what assets the company has. We can check the balance sheet and take a look. Even if we take a look at the address that is given here by HMRC, we can see that it is really HMRC. It is really the government coming for their money, bruv. You cannot run from HMRC, bro. Order pronounced this day by Insolvency and Companies Court Judge Agnello KC for the winding up the undermentioned company under the Insolvency Act. And Raquel Agnello is the High Court Insolvency and Companies Court Judge. So yeah, she signed off on it. Like, that's, you know what I mean? That's it. Like, the company's insolvent. All the assets are going to HMRC. Fredo's other company, Parental Guidance Limited, it's still active. It's still trading. The last accounts were filed in May 2024, and the accounts are not due until the 28th of February 2026. PG Records Limited is also still active. So, you know, their accounts are also not due until the 28th of February 2026. But yeah, the petition date was the 26th of June 2025, and it was wound up on the 13th of August 2025. And the address was changed on the 18th of July 2025. And as we can see here as well, the accounts were filed in time. The confirmation statement was filed, their full accounts were filed, and in the last couple filings, the business has said it has £15,000 worth of fixed assets, tangible assets. So this could be something like studio equipment, or, you know, it could be anything, you know, it could be anything that can just be sold to use to pay HMRC the money that they are owed. It says the average number of employees, including directors, was 1. So Fredo is the only one running this company. And I'm trying to see if on the sheet, the accountancy firm would, you know, say that it was done by them. But it just says signed by the director. Well, not signed, but, you know, the director's acknowledging all of these things. You know, yep, I acknowledge my responsibilities for complying with blah, 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 you know, things nobody cares about. But right now it's looking like Fredo is on the run, because this does back that claim. If you had plans of coming back to the UK, you're not going to let HMRC wind up your company. You're going to make sure it's patterned, you know? From the way it looks like like HMRC just haven't been able to get in contact with you. They've been sending correspondences to your the registered address and nobody was responding. Because when you owe tax, HMRC, they'll work with you. You know, they want their money just as much as you don't want to give it. You know, they'll come up with a payment plan or something like that. So it's really not looking good for Fredo right now. It's not looking good for him, man. Hey, my people, if you're enjoying the video, please just like the video, okay? Just like it, all right? Come on, you've been here long enough. You've watched enough of my videos. You know what to do. Just press like, all right? Thank you. Cheers. I appreciate it. But this does not mean Fredo is broke, all this stuff like that, bro, because they could have already been on a HMRC payment plan and it doesn't make sense to pay it anymore because he's not getting money from music anymore, or this account has been frozen. Maybe this business account has been frozen. We don't know. There could be so many different reasons as to why this has happened and why he's let it happen. Also, on another note, I feel like people are going to be confused as to why did that interview get taken down. The interview got took down because this page, which I found out Fredo's company got liquidated through this page. That's why I checked. But it turns out the girl was lying about, she lied about being a part of, you know, the 5 girls that are apparently behind this chat. We don't know if it's 5 girls behind this page. This page is going mad right now. Absolutely crazy, taking the UK by storm. Everybody's pre-ing this page, seeing what comes out next. But if she lied about that, then what else could she have been lying about, you know? And there was about 10 minutes of that interview that had to end up getting cut out simply because that stuff is not for the internet. But I believe about 70 to 80% of what she was saying was true. Obviously, she's going to exaggerate certain things. She doesn't have an OnlyFans, as you guys can see here, Drake, you know, so I'm thinking, what reason is there to lie? But clout is just a crazy drug, you know, and that doesn't mean a lot of the things she said were not true. You know, obviously her getting flown out by Fredo, that's true. She's got the receipts for that, but she is not a part of the page. And this is a man's life right now, you know. I can't imagine having a page like this on you. It's crazy right now, and you're on the run apparently. So even had an OnlyFans thing DM me saying, oh, I wasn't part of this, and then they're saying part of this, and then that. That's just a mess. That's just a mess, bro. And here it is. They say, tell her to stop capping. She weren't in no group chat. We didn't find her on Reddit. She's posting receipts as well. So if you lied about that, you might have been lying about other things. And I read some of the comments before I took it down. People were saying Tankz is a simp. What you doing, bruv? Listen, I gave as much pushback as I could. She, as a woman, said her experience. She was like, I felt this. I felt like I was being trafficked. I felt all of this stuff like that. And I'm trying to remain impartial here. So I can give pushback, but when it comes to that, natural reaction is going to be to sympathize. And if I give too much pushback, which I felt at the start, I was giving a little bit much pushback. Let me chill it back. But if I'm giving too much pushback and it turns out everything she's saying is true, then I'm the bad guy. You know what I mean? It's not a good look. So it's just about finding a balance in it. But I just thought it's best to take that video down. You know what I mean? Because ZKCGM even posted popcorn there, and the pages, you know, they posted me again with the OnlyFans thing saying it's not cap, bruv. This is a mess. But so far, everything on this page they posted, you know, they posted receipts for it. The page even DM'd me and said, yo, she's capping about being a part of the page. She's not a part of the page. And we only really interviewed her. I mean, obviously she wanted to get her side, her story out, her story about Fredo out, but we wanted to know who is behind this page. You know, that's what we want to know. Just unnecessary cap. And this page was even posting her, bigging her up at one point. You know what I mean? But yeah. That's that. And the page even leaked some DMs between her and Fredo that was sent. Listen, if you're ever in London, you know, don't be shy. If I'm ever in Toronto, you ever see me posting there, don't be shy. But let's not cap, okay? And there's another thing I wanted to address. It was this Fredo sold his chain. He got deported out of Dubai, this, that. Fredo said that this is not true. He says that he was only arrested in Dubai for weed. And he has not said that he got deported out of Dubai or anything like that. I only think it's right to get Fredo's side out there, you know, because this page is doing a lot of one-sided posting, So if Fredo's got anything to say or his team's got anything to say, bruv, I'm going to make sure you guys hear it and it gets out there because it's only fair, all right? It's only fair. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace and love to every single one of you guys watching. Actually, Chung Lee, Chung Lee just says, keep me out of this mess. Chung Lee says, I keep telling you, keep me out of this mess. This is a mess right now.